May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You are Merugu Kaushik.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about yourself within a minute.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I'm Merugu Kaushik, sir, and I hail from the state of Telangana. And, sir, I have completed my undergraduation in civil engineering from Usmania University College of Engineering. Suppose that I've pursued my master's in business administration from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, sir. After that, I worked for 1 year as a consultant in the insurance business division of Capgemini, sir. And my interests include traveling as well as learning new techniques of jumping rope.
Okay, very good. Merugu, you belong to Telangana.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how Telangana has benefit on what accounts or lost on what accounts after separation as a separate state.
Sir, the benefits would be the financial resources Telangana got because of the Hyderabad being located within Telangana and the capital and the other public assets that it got because of the various PSUs being located in Hyderabad, sir. And along with that, sir, Telangana has also benefited in terms of attracting various investments because of the presence of Hyderabad, along with the consistent policies it has taken and the various measures of the government of Telangana. And the major advantage that it also got was the irrigation, sir, because of the major demand for separation was water also. And it also undertook various irrigation projects like the Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Project and Mission Bhagirath and Mission Kakatiya, so as to make sure water is available, and it benefited agriculture in a way, sir. And the major negative I would say, sir, is the loss of access to port because major trade cannot be taking place, and also the other negative would be the existing conflicts that are still continuing on over the issue of Krishna water distribution, as well as the Schedule 9 and Schedule 10 assets of the AP reorganization.
Okay. You have mentioned that you brought out a white paper.
Yes, sir.
What was the subject of white paper?
Sir, the subject was it was about the usage of technology in insurance value chain, sir.
In insurance?
Insurance value chain in the
Okay.
APAC region, like.
Okay. So what was your recommendation, highlights of the paper?
Yes, sir. So the major highlights of the paper were the paper and the study was undertaken during the time of COVID, sir. So the major highlights was there was a need for the insurers to immediately shift to digital technologies, starting with AI, data analytics, and as well as IoT devices, so as to provide various kinds of services, be it the sales service, services servicing, as well as claim servicing. Entirely, the value chain should be turned to digital, sir. That was the major suggestion, sir.
So any of these things you have been implemented or have come into practice after that? Any such?
Sir, I did it as a part of my internship, sir. So it was just a suggestive paper, and it was included into the knowledge portal of the company for the later usage to client presentations and the other aspects.
Who is the insurance regulator of our country?
Sir, it is the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, sir.
Where it is located?
Sir, it is headquartered in Hyderabad's financial district.
Okay, recently IDA brought out a policy regarding free look period. Have you any idea what is free look period?
I am sorry, sir. I'll have to read about it.
Okay, my last question, that you also participated in freestyle competition.
Yes.
What was this presentation competition?
Sir, it was about the style of presentation can be chosen by ourselves, sir. They'll give a topic and we can select the choice of presentation, be it a TEDx style of talk or else using a PowerPoint presentation.
So what you choose?
Sir, I chose a PowerPoint and storytelling kind of presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, Merugu.
Good morning, ma'am.
Did you get a chance to look at the newspapers this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what stood out for you? What was the highlight for you of this morning's paper?
Ma'am, one major highlight was the Greek Prime Minister's Raisina dialogue speech and the establishing a strong partnership between the Greece and the India, and the hope over reviving the IMEC that was called out by the Greek Prime Minister. That was the major highlight I saw, ma'am.
So, do you read a physical newspaper or you read online news?
I read physical, ma'am.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. I thought all the younger people had shifted to online news. I read some online news, and what stood out for me was that ISRO has achieved a milestone. Did you read about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What was the milestone that
Ma'am.
ISRO has achieved?
Ma'am, it was about testing the engine for the Gaganyaan mission, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but the main thing was that they are completed the human rating
Yes, ma'am.
of its engine. So we are progressing to put a human in space, right? And do you know by when we want to have somebody on the moon?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I forgot the date.
I believe we would like to have a person on the moon by 2040.
Thank you.
Do you think it will be a man or a woman?
Ma'am, I think we will be sending both of them.
You're being diplomatic, but who would you prefer to see as the first Indian on the moon?
Ma'am, I would prefer to see a woman, considering considering we have earlier record also of sending a first woman to the space through NASA. Like,
Yeah, who was that?
ma'am, I'm unable to recollect the name.
If I recollect, Kalpana
Kalpana
Chawla,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So great. So we should now aim for that, to have the first Indian woman,
Yes, ma'am.
right, in our own spacecraft on the moon by 2040. So in that context, we have to start, right, to ensure that women have all rights, are educated. So you gave good example of Telangana after the bifurcation, the advantages. How do you see the social indicators have progressed? Has it been helpful for the state to have bifurcated? And do you see an improvement in the social indicators, development indicators?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, on some fronts I see improvement, ma'am. Like the maternal mortality and infant mortality and institutional deliveries have improved by a lot of percentage, and they are very less compared to the national average and the target goals of sustainable development goals as well. But when we compare the need for inclusive development, that is not happening in Telangana because the development is concentrated in and around Hyderabad, and the other poverty indicators are still existing, and the literacy rate in the backward regions is still poor compared to the national average, ma'am.
So it's important to have inclusive development, right? Everything can't be concentrated in Hyderabad. And I believe Hyderabad has also achieved a milestone. Are you aware?
Ma'am, there are multiple milestones.
Okay, which one is significant for you?
Ma'am, for me, the first thing that comes is the success in the IT exports that Hyderabad is undertaking, as well as the pharmaceuticals, being the hub of the pharmaceutical manufacturing and research and development.
Oh, great. And I believe it's the highest per capita income in India. I was quite surprised to note that. So, and how do you see the potential of tourism, because you're interested in traveling as well in Telangana?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I see the potential of tourism in multiple dimensions, ma'am, in Telangana. Like there is a scope for rural tourism that can be undertaken in the rural parts of Telangana, where we can display the cultural values of Telangana and the tribal festivals as well as the rural festivals that are celebrated. Along with this, ma'am, there is also scope for pilgrimage tourism with the development of Yadadri, a 3,000 crore project that has been invested. Along with that, there is also Bhadradri, a temple, Sri Ramaswamy temple, which is called the Ayodhya of the South. And there are other temples which are predominantly attracting tourists, ma'am. Along with this, ma'am, there's also scope for MICE tourism in Hyderabad, ma'am, where MICE meetings, incentives.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. There's scope for MICE tourism and medical tourism in Telangana. So, yes, ma'am.
So lots of opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you have to balance that with preservation, culture, and environment. So, what would you say is one important step in that direction?
Ma'am, one important step would be developing tourism by taking consensus of the people, and the initiative should come from the local level where the tourist places are there. That is, they should be included in the process of branding of the place, or else marketing, and even attracting tourists and engaging with the tourist, and an economic should be designed in and around the people that are located in that particular place.
Great, thank you. But you might want to think about how this would be done. Great ideas, but the implementation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good morning to you, Mr. Merugu Kaushik.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
I'm doing great, sir.
You were born in 1998,
Yes.
right? So, what was the major kind of activity in the nuclear field in 98? India's achievement in 1998. What did we do in 1998?
Sir, we have conducted the Pokhran 2 test
Right.
of nuclear weapons, sir.
And what did we do after the test? What did we declare?
So we have declared that we are a nuclear power. We have achieved the nuclear technology of a bomb, a nuclear bomb,
Nuclear weapon state,
nuclear
right?
weapons.
You want to say
I'm sorry.
nuclear. But why do we need nuclear power mostly for? Is it for military purposes or is it for civilian uses? You're an engineer, so what would you prioritize nuclear power for?
Sir, if India was not surrounded by a hostile neighborhood, it would have been purely for civilian purposes, sir.
Yeah.
But now we need to balance both the interests.
Right.
Is
So, are you familiar with the India's Civil Nuclear Initiative?
yes, sir.
So, what is the essence of that Civil Nuclear Initiative?
So is it regarding the development of nuclear program?
No, we became a nuclear power, but we got an exemption from the international community, right? So
Yes.
I'll help you with that. So how did we achieve? What is the achievement? How are we different from, say, Israel or Pakistan or North Korea or any other such country?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not exactly able to understand.
We had Indo-US deal, right?
Yes, sir.
What is Indo-US nuclear deal then?
Sir, it is the deal that promotes the sharing of technology, nuclear technology to some extent. Although we are not members of nuclear suppliers group, uh, is the major deal, sir.
Yeah. Well, okay. I see this is you're not entirely comfortable on this. Okay, you've also done foreign trade, right?
Yes.
So, what is the importance of trade routes in international commerce? Could you highlight that and perhaps do you have an idea of BRI,
Yes, sir.
Belt and Road Initiative?
Yes,
Could
sir.
you be able to convey your assessment of BRI?
Yes, sir. So the first question of the importance of trade routes. So trade routes and the choke points, or as we call them, become important because significant trade passes through these points, and there are countries that have control to giving access or even to stopping access to these trade routes, sir. It is the major reason because of which we ensure international trade takes place on the basis of cooperation and interdependencies between various economies. When it comes to BRI, sir, it is the flagship initiative of the government of China, which is trying to revive the ancient Silk Route. And my initiative about it, sir, is that on one part it leads to development of infrastructure in various countries and ensures connectivity, but the way in which it is being undertaken without any transparency or making sure that the countries fall into debt traps or in an unsustainable manner when it comes to following of international rules is the major concern that I have, sir.
And what is concern for India?
So the concern for India is CPEC corridor, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which passes through the Indian territory, and it violates the sovereignty of India.
Can you think of some other trade routes which India is discussing or promoting or pushing? Today also, I think the
Yes, sir.
Prime Minister of Greece, you'll find some statements there.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is the India Middle East Economic Corridor, which was initiated during the time of G20. And it is trying to connect India to the Europe in a shortest possible way using multimodal connectivity and establishing interdependencies.
Yeah. Have you heard of INSTC?
Yes, sir. It is another project, sir, connecting the India and the north of the Europe, that is the Russian territories,
Yeah.
through the Chabahar port.
And Bandar Abbas.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chabahar also.
Hello, Kaushik.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, you're from St. Joseph School.
Yes, sir.
What was the motto of your school?
Uh, Sir, I forgot the motto.
You studied how many years in that school?
I studied for 8 years.
8 years. Do look it up
Yes.
because that fires the imagination of every student, studying in a school. Are you aware of this term Eureka?
Yes, sir.
Who said it and for what?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure who said it, but it is an excitement movement, expression of an excitement or an achievement.
Okay, okay, okay. May I suggest that you look up
Yes,
the
definitely.
story of Archimedes
Yes, sir.
and his principle? Okay, now, in your opinion, who is the greatest sociological thinker and what is his contribution? His or her?
Sir, in my opinion, R.K. Merton, I would say, is the greatest sociological thinker, sir, because of his contribution to the latent and manifest functions aspect of looking at the things, and also discussing how there are functions as well as dysfunctions to every aspect in the society, and looking at various functions or various structures that exist in the society from multiple dimensions. And he has changed the way in which sociology was approached until then by giving in an objective way perspectives about all the aspects about various social phenomena.
Okay, okay. You must know your constitution. Is a book written by a famous man.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who did it?
Yes, sir. It is, sir. It is Ali Sam Nariman.
And who was Fali Sam Nariman? He was what?
Sir, he was additional Solicitor General during 1975, and he's also a famous advocate, Supreme Court advocate.
Not a justice?
I'm not sure, sir.
He was one of the most famous judges of the Supreme Court. And whenever you refer to a justice, you say,
Yes.
Honorable Justice
Yes.
Ali Nariman. Okay. Now, the Constitution of India envisages the governor's role as a bridge between the center and the state. Now, has it been in some controversy in the recent times, and why?
Yes, sir. It has been in controversy in the recent times. The most recent one has been the Tamil Nadu Governor, Honorable R.N. Ravi, sir, hasn't read out the speech that is given by the government of Tamil Nadu during the first meeting. And earlier it was also in news for governors sitting on the bills and not passing them, and delaying the giving assent to the bills. And these are the major points of contention that have existed between the governors and the governments of the states, sir.
Okay. What is ground zero?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure, sir.
Okay. Are you aware of the World Trade Center towers, two towers, 9/11?
Yes, sir.
How and why did they collapse just like on straight down? What was the special engineering feature which made that happen and not let them go like this?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not exactly sure, sir. Can I take a guess?
Please.
Sir, I believe it is the core of the building which was made of the material of the building, which included the steel, which led to the collapse in that particular manner.
Okay. That will be all, Kaushik. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Kaushik,
Yes, sir.
see, you have your option policing. Criminal justice system has been undergoing various changes. And how do you think we can improve criminal justice system to give prompt justice on time?
Sir, we have to work on all the 4 pillars of criminal justice system, sir. That is starting with police, judiciary, prisons, and also the laws, so as to bring about proper justice to the people and reforming them on constant basis in accordance with the changing needs of the society, sir.
We have revamped the criminal justice laws. Do you think what are the major improvements in the colonial system? Only Evidence Act you tell.
So the major improvement over the colonial system in the Evidence Act would be the admission of the electronic evidence, which is in accordance with the modern technologies as well as the modern day societal changes that are taking place.
Forensic evidence is
Yes.
strengthened.
Yes, sir.
terrorism, how it has been defined?
I'm not
You
exactly
look
aware.
over,
Yes.
okay, no problem. Civil engineering, when we see, we have made temple diplomacy 2 temples recently, one in Ayodhya, one in UAE.
UAE.
So this temple, if you see the foundation, how the foundation will be different in these 2 temples as a civil engineer?
Yes, sir. Uh, so the foundation in Ayodhya was a roller compacted and a rock kind of foundation, sir, considering it being located in a seismic force zone, so as to avoid earthquake, as well as because the river is passing next to it, and the soil needs to be compacted, and therefore we have gone for a roller compacted foundation, sir. Whereas in UAE, sir, the sand nature is the nature of the soil is very sandy, and even there we have to have a there we need to have a deep foundation, so as to we need to use a pile foundation, sir, where we need to ensure the load is transferred to the stable layers of the soil underneath the earth.
Okay, that is good. You did MBA in foreign trade.
Yes, sir.
So Telangana is becoming a big manufacturing hub. How it can, I am not talking about Telangana as such, I am talking about Jengaon, your district.
Yes, sir.
How your district, how much it will contribute for economic growth of, as a manufacturing hub, Telangana's effort, what would be the contribution of your district?
Sir, the major problem I would say in my district is lack of manufacturing zones, sir. There are only few manufacturing industries or sectors that are available. The first one being Chitti Mutyalu rice, or the scented rice, sir, which is processed and exported as a GI tag product. And also, sir, it is also the ODOP product. It gives a better opportunity to contribute towards the exports as well as towards the sale in various regions of the country. And the other product that is there, sir, is
It's okay. This much is good enough. I just want to, only one question I would ask. De-dollarization helped Russia to do strong trade against all the sanctions.
Yes, sir.
And India also benefited. What do you know about it?
So can you repeat the last part, sir?
De-dollarization
Yes.
helped India and USA, Russia,
Russia.
win-win. How it is, what do you know?
Sir, the sanctions have been imposed on Russia after the February 2022 attack on the Ukraine, sir. And after that, even the oil exports of Russia have been hampered because of these sanctions. And India has purchased oil from Russia at a lower cost using the means of rupee ruble agreement, as well as by channelizing funds through UAE and using the dirhams as the other alternative forms of currencies, which has helped in India getting a lower cost oil and also managing its inflation, whereas Russia also being able to navigate the sanction regime so as to ensure it receives some funding for its economy, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Now, formal interview is over.
Yes, sir.
What is your assessment about your performance?
Sir, I could have done much better, sir. I generally do much better, like
Which
in few
areas you
areas.
think you could have done better?
So the civil nuclear deal, it didn't strike to me. That was few other things also. I could have framed the answers much better, I felt, sir.
Okay. When is your interview?
March 4th, sir.
March 4th. So you have around 15 days time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, I'll tell you about your positive points. You have a pleasing personality. Have a smile. You give a smile in between. Very nice. You are articulate and looks confident. I hope you are not nervous during the interview.
No, sir.
Okay. So you have at the time of entry, you asked you said good morning to everybody.
Yes.
So instead of that, when you enter, say good morning first to the lady member, then one good morning to others, and you need not give a nod to others, but not said to tell everybody good morning, good morning.
Yes.
Doesn't do. है ना? and your tie knot should be
Yes.
little, right?
Yes.
I hope you will shave on that
Yes,
day.
sir. Yes,
huh?
sir.
Because it will
Yes.
add value to your personality also. huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now these are the positive points that you are looking confident, articulate, and pleasing personality. Now we have to share with you what are the areas of improvement.
Yes, sir.
My first thing is that your replies in some questions which are mentioned in your depth, like your school
Yes.
motto, which you have studied, where you have studied for 8 years, you are expected to know that.
Yes, sir.
These are the basic things that you must have
Yes,
a look
sir.
at, especially the areas which you have mentioned in your depth. Go through your depth and
Yes.
yourself prepare around 150 or 100 questions and write your own answers in 2-3 lines.
Yes, sir.
है ना? So that the answers remain structured or remain in your mind when you go for it. Because most of the question will be on surrounding your depth,
Yes, sir.
your state, your academic background, your experience, your hobbies, all these areas they will try to cover.
Yes.
है ना? And if you are good in your issues mentioned in depth, your job is done to
Yes.
90, 70, 80%. The questions which are asked outside the depth, there if you don't reply, it doesn't make a difference because it is a personality test of your personality, how much you are suitable for the civil services.
Yes, sir.
Knowledge part is already tested in mains and prelims. Okay, so just focus on the areas which you have mentioned in your depth thoroughly.
Yes, sir.
है ना? All these areas. Another point which I say is that your eye contact, you in between you made a contact with others, like he is asking question, you are giving a little bit, that is enough, but make it every time.
Yes.
If you give law and make your answers little precise,
Yes, sir.
because don't give much beyond what is asked for.
Understood, sir.
Okay, let them ask second question so that your second part, first level is if you give answer it's fine, but if you want to high score, your second supplementary question should also be equally good.
Understood.
Then they will take you to the higher level. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes the candidate is very good in the first level. When the counter question comes, he can't or he doesn't reply properly. So that little difficult to take them to the higher bracket.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and voice modulation little bit if you can do. Otherwise, your flow is smooth.
Yes.
No issue. Don't be cautious.
Yes, sir.
Be natural. But if you can stress where you think some points are important which you want to stress,
Understood.
little bit sometimes you can be there. Otherwise, I think if my colleagues want to add any point in that from your side, 1 or 2 points.
As a sociological student,
Yes, sir.
understand the socio-economic factors of your district,
Yes, sir.
a socio-economic profile of Telangana and vis-a-vis Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
That will give you solid. And a current account deficit and what are the import exports,
Yes.
that will be an area of strength. Then as an MBA, that will maritime zone servers asking you
Yes.
the maritime routes, how it has been disturbed by Houthis and
Yes.
all those, and Malacca Street, all those things you should be aware of. Why India matters. External Affairs Minister's book is there.
Yes, sir.
You read so that you get recent thinking on India's foreign policy.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, my last point, in the 1 or 2 question like nuclear exposure, if you instead of saying nuclear bomb, if you say peaceful use of
Yes.
first give the positive aspects. That is the little bit negative, no doubt. That was one of the objectives, but peaceful use of nuclear energy was. And another place you use the meeting, Tamil Nadu governor did not address the meeting.
Yes, sir.
It is first assembly session,
Yes, sir.
not the meeting.
Yes.
So be particular about the selection of words.
Yes, sir.
Because these things sometimes they pick up
Understood.
from your reply.
Yes.
So otherwise, I think you will do very well. All the best. It is your first attempt.
Yes, sir.
You are young, first attempt. You have reached to this level. It is a big achievement.
Yes, sir.
So don't miss this opportunity.
Yes.
The UPSC is looking for young and dynamic of people like you who makes in the first attempt. So all the best to you. And I am sure your name should be there in the list.
Also, one last point. You're a civil engineer.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I am.
You got it?
Yes.
Yeah. You must know the structural engineering of such buildings and why they are designed in a similar fashion.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, all the
All
best.
the best. You
Thank
were
you.
great. Yeah. You will do well. All the
Thank you.
best.
Ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You have to say only one
Once
chairman,
only.
okay, and madam.
Not to everybody.
Madam and the chairman.
That's it. Baki just
Ladies
note them.
first.
Ladies first.
Similarly, entrance and
Yes. Sir, even if the chairperson is
A lady.
a man, then a lady.
Lady first.
Ladies first.
Ladies
And suppose
first.
there are two ladies,
Yes.
then
Good morning.
then only chairman and ladies. You just see
Yes.
conduct in a
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Yes.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.